Welcome to Robin Hood Shaving Artisans. I want to bring something to your attention that I was not aware of before, and perhaps you aren't either. If any of you that shave your head, okay, like I do, with a double-edged razor, might have these same problems that I did. What I start noticing, I start getting some bumps back here. I don't know if you can see those right there. And it was starting to worry me a little bit. And I had to shave around them all the time. I said, what the hell, what's going on there? It didn't happen on the other side. And I know I cut myself a few times or nicked myself back here. And so I went to the dermatologist because it's starting to bother me a little. And what she said, they were like warts. It's caused by a virus. And she said, are you shaving with a double-edged razor or a razor? I said, yeah. She said, you might think about stopping it, which I have. So what she did is she froze those little things, and that was about a week ago, and that's one of the reasons I haven't been on. So what I did is I decided I'm going to shave my head with electric shaver for a while, and maybe eventually I'm going to go back to shaving my head, but for right now I'm going to sterilize all of my razors. Now there's no razors, not one razor did I buy like from eBay that was dirty. I bought all my razors new. But even if you have a new razor, it's a good idea to sterilize it. If you're interested, I can run a short video on how you do sterilize it. I have a dry sterilizer. We could use some of the chemicals. You can boil it in water, whatever, but you need to clean them thoroughly before you use a razor. So today I'm going to do I kind of need it, don't I? I need a face shave here. This is about over a week long. I did two other videos. One of them really botched up really badly, and so I just scrapped it. The other one, there was a lot of background noise, and even though it was a good video, it just didn't sit right with me. So I decided, wait a little bit longer and do another face shave at least. So this is what you got right here. Today I'm going to use a Nasset blade by Gillette. I believe these are made in Russia. This is the blade right here. And I'm going to use one of my favorite razors, which is the Merkur 37C razor. It's a short razor. It's only about 3 inches long, and it's a slant razor. I always get a good shave out of this. It's a two-piece razor, and it looks like that. So just put the razor blade in without further ado. And put that in there. It's got a little bit of an overhang, so it gives me something to hold on to. And I'm just going to tip it upside down now and drop the whole thing in. And I'll moderately tighten it down, and I'll check the alignment first. It looks good, and then I'll just crank it down. There you go. All right, the soap I'm going to use is going to be the Fine Soap, Classic Shaving Soap Platinum by the Fine Company. I believe it's a Fine Company. Fine Accoutrements. Yeah, Fine Accoutrements. And what I did is I took it out and I put it in my little bowl here, and I've got it some hot water in it, and we'll put that on the face, the water at least, so help to get the lather going by putting the water in it. I forgot what you call it. Oh, my brain today is not working right, but it helps to create better lather. The soap or the brush soap, the brush I'm going to use is the Fine brush, which kind of matches the container. So I like the color of that. So we'll leave that in there. Put some hot water. It's a synthetic brush, by the way. It's been in here, the bowl, for about 10 or 15 minutes while I was getting things ready. They usually, if it's a synthetic fibers, you only need to soak it for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. All right, what else I'm going to use? I'm going to use Prazzo pre-shave, only because of the fact it's been a long time since I actually shaved. So, and then of course a big ass soap. I'll have that in a link below. So let's wash the face and see if I can make myself look decent for tonight. A lot of soap sides, you can see that. Okay. Alright, I'll leave that on there and let it soak for a minute. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the solution from this soap And I'll put that on my face also. Wow. Let me take my hat off just for the heck of it. There you go. Alright. And I put some pre-shave lotion on now. I probably don't need it, by Perazzo. This stuff here is quite nice. I did finally order some new. So I don't think I need too much. I just want to soften the beard up a little bit. I did make a video which I'm gonna remake it because what it is on a different soft creams, the creams for shaving. And the reason why, you say, why did I want to? Well, I'll tell you why. One of them I gave a review on. I tried to mix it in my hand to see if it would bring up a lather, and it wouldn't do it. Then I put it on my face and mixed up the lather, and it worked great. So, all right, let me toss this to the side. All right, I got my, I'm dropping everything today. All right, let's see how we do. I'm gonna get most of the water out of this, only because I can always add more water in it. And let's see how we do as far as the lather on this. I think this is a 26 mil brush. I'm used to a 24. Yeah, it's lathering up nicely. Wow. When you make your lather, you want to try to make it so that you don't have an overabundance of bubbles, the larger bubbles. And this soap really lathers up nice. I'm using their aftershave cologne also, called Platinum. So it's Platinum Fine. This is the Platinum soap. Look at this. Oh, look at that. It smells nice. All right, let's see how we do here. Think I have enough stuff on my face? It's been so long since I've shaved, I forgot how. All right. I did want to give you that tip though on, I'm going to put some hot water in this other container here. And then I float the soap in it. And what that does is it keeps it nice and warm. Let's see if I can get a, man, I'm getting all over me again. This thing creates so much lather. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh. I think it's been about a week, at least a week, since I've made any videos. Because I scrapped two. One was really good, except there was too much noise in the background. And the other one I scrapped, I'm going to have to remake it. It's on, I promised you guys I would make a video on some of the soaps. And I just wanted to get it right. I didn't want to screw up, so. See how we do on this. It's colder than hell out today. That's the only way to describe it. I have a funny incident. I'm a private detective. So the attorneys I work for, I told them I don't want to serve papers. I said I charge you too much. So let somebody else serve it. If they can't do it, then I'll pop in there and I'll get them done. So I went to this house. This guy was pretty wealthy, and I said, oh, I went last night about 11:30, knocked on the door, and they didn't answer the answer. So it's okay. I'll come back again tomorrow, which I went back today about 10:30 in the morning. Knocked on the door, and the wife opened up the door. And in Illinois, or probably other states too, when you go to serve papers, you can serve the wife as an alias as long as she's living in the same household. Here's see how this does. So I handed her the paper. She wouldn't touch them. And I'll tell you, she doesn't have to touch them. So I said, Mrs. Let's say Jones. That was not her name, but I don't want to disclose it. Oh my God, is this nice? So, and she said yes. So I knew I had a positive identification. And in my head, I keep the description. 5 feet 3 inches, 140 pounds, glasses, dark hair, blue eyes, whatever. Because I need all that information when I make the affidavit out. So she wouldn't touch him. She said, well, give him to my husband. I said, no. I said, this is a legal serve. And she didn't want to take him. So she started to close the door on me. It's snowing like hell outside. It's blowing like 40 degrees or 40 miles an hour. The snow is going sideways. I had to hold on to the side of the house so it wouldn't blow away. And so what I did is, as she was closing the door, I threw the papers on the floor, which I can legally do. She does not have to touch them. So what she did is she bent down with her right hand, she picked the papers up, threw them out the door, and slammed the door, threw them at me. Well, remember I told you about this wind? It lasted about 2 seconds. I looked, they were going, man, there were 2 neighbors down, they kept on going. They must be 10 miles away by now. So I went back and I took some pictures. Usually I wear a body cam, but I didn't have it. So what's going to happen? I submit the affidavit to the attorneys. They turn it into the court. Everybody shows up, including the judge. And the client won't show up because he lost his papers. It's not my responsibility. Then they'll put a warrant out for his arrest. And I could just see him going from neighborhood to neighborhood, everybody's lawn, looking for the damn papers. Which he probably won't. But you get all kinds. You never know what you're walking into. That's why I'm always packing. Usually I wear a bulletproof vest. Not that I'm paranoid. It's just that you never know. When you're serving papers, oh man, I look different already, don't I? Whew. You never know what you're going to run into. You just don't. And domestics are the worst because that's one of the most dangerous calls in traffic stops for cops. So here I am in the middle of the night, dark out, no street lights, and I'm trying to serve papers to myself on a divorce case. It can be risky. So, all right, let's see if we can. This is nice soap. My God, this feels so good. If you've never tried this soap, I'm going to encourage you to give it a shot. I'll put the link down below of all this equipment I'm using. And especially the soap. I want to feature the soap today as a star of the show, not me. I'm only here to help you make a selection on products. Not that I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I've been shaving for a considerable length of time. I'm old, I have a lot of wrinkles, so I've paid the price. So if you'd use my links down below if you want to order this, at least look into it. Please feel free to, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. This is really nice. Look at it, it's almost a glossy. I know Kevy Shaves likes to work the soap or the lather until it gets glossy. And now he's got me doing it. I got to write him and tell him that. Thanks. Thanks a lot. but it just feels good. And I'm not in a hurry. And I think I mentioned before, if you're in a hurry, don't even think about shaving with a double-edged razor. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, we're going to go sideways now. This combination of this slant bar and this Nasset razor is perfect. All right. Soap is very slippery. It's got a nice, really nice scent to it. I saw one of my friends that does these videos had I won't mention a company, but I think it's up in Canada. And they make a razor CNC at a 316L marine grade stainless steel. Well, who else does that? Razor Rock has one, which I have. I spent I think $65 for that razor. It's 316L stainless steel, beautiful razor. And this one was like $275. And I'm saying, holy crap. You know, I bet you they shave so close you couldn't tell the difference. It had a pretty decorative handle on it. I guess it's okay. I don't own one. I have no desire for it. All right, let's I did nick myself here, you've noticed. Nobody said anything yet. Of course, how could you? Thanks a lot. All right, just soap is really slippery. All right, do this again. This would be the third and maybe the final pass. Each successive pass from the first through the third, I like to have each one a little wetter. The first one, I don't want it real dry, but I want a little bit more water in the lather on the other ones. It's just, for me, at least it shades better. I don't know about you guys. Right, leave your comments below. Just let me know what you think about it. Let's see what other interesting cases have I been working on. Wow. I've been working about 7 days a week with that, plus my websites. Oh, I remember what I was working on. I hate scammers, you know, the ones that phone calls you get. So one guy called me from an air duct cleaning company, and the name of the company was, I asked him, I said, what's the name of the company? And he said, it's in Chicago. So I wrote that down, Chicago. And he said, it's Clean Green Solutions. And I said, well, what's your name? And he told me what his last name was. Didn't tell me it was his last. So when he got off the phone, I looked up Clean Green Solutions. And just Google it, you'll see what you see. It's fraud all over. It's a big time scamming. Then the guy I said, you know, what happens if, I said, I might not be able to make the appointment for this guy to come out and clean my vents. I said, do you have a number? He said, yeah, call the company. So I wrote the number down, and that one went back to Clean Green Solutions, and it was unhooked. So I have a little advantage because I'm a detective. I have search engines that the average public can't use or even have access to. So I ran the one number of the guy that I talked to, and it was a town about, I got the address, got the members of the family, I found out what they eat for breakfast, and so I called the number, and that number was disconnected, or not in service. So now the guy comes out, calls me, and he said, I'm a couple miles away, I'll be there in a few minutes. I said, great, glad to see you. So I had my cameras all ready. And then when he showed up, he started taking his equipment out. I said, hey, don't take it out. You come in the garage. It was snowing. I want to ask you something. And then, by this time, I already taken pictures of the truck, got his license plate number, got the phone number off the truck. And it was not Clean Green Solutions. It was another company. I said, let me ask you something. How'd you get a hold of me? And then I told him what this was it about, you know. And he said, well, evidently they buy those appointments from another third party. I said, well, who's the president of your company? He wouldn't give it to me. I said, okay, I'll find out. So I ran the license plate. I found it right away. So now I'm going to write him a letter and see if they want a deal. Either they pay me or I turn them over to the feds. Because I have some attorneys that'll work with me on it. I just get tired of it. Oh, I gotta wet my face down. I'm gonna give it a little bit more nice and smooth right now, but I just want to touch it up a little bit more. I've been talking too much, sorry. See, we've been going 22 minutes already or so. That's all right. You haven't seen me for a while, and I'm sure you miss me. Okay, a little bit more. Look at the lather still on this. My God, is that nice? This will be, promise you, this will be the last coat. I've had this sitting on my shelf for a while, I just haven't used it. And I probably have about another 8 or 10 shampoos and rather soaps and creams that I have yet to review. But I can only shave a maximum about 3 times a week. I don't shave every day. Oh, this is nice. Nice and glossy. It's got a nice fresh smell to it. Not overbearing. Pairing. That's a fruit. Overbearing. Okay. That's it. Throw things around. All right, here we go. No pressure. If you've been watching me, I don't put pressure on my razors. You don't need to. Razor says, don't help me. I'm perfectly capable of doing it myself. And if you say, well, I'll help you, put a little pressure on you, I said, well, I'll show you what's going to happen, and you end up nicking yourself. And then your razor and your razor blade says, I told you so. Man, I'm running out of stuff to say. I got to hurry up with this shave. All right. We're supposed to get 6 to 8 inches of snow here in northern Illinois tonight. Big blizzard coming in. You know what I found? That when you rub your cheeks, let's say in this direction, you say, oh, gee, I can feel stubble left. And so your tendency is to go like this. Go the other direction, and for some reason it cleans it up. I think I mentioned that several shaves ago. And it just doesn't sound right. I'll buy that. All right, let's wash everything down with some cool water. And see how I look. I was thinking about using my straight razor when I got my whiskers going really long, and then I chickened out again. I'm going to do it again one of these days. The last time wasn't too pretty at all. I had blood everywhere. The video's on there. Maybe I'll put a link to the video at the end of this one. All right. Wash it. All right, now time for some witch hazel. Of course, I'm going to use Humphreys with tea tree oil in it. It's a nice astringent. And I got one little nick there. I think it'll clear up quick. I got more soap on me here. All right, before I do that, I gotta use my styptic pencil. Not that it's bleeding real bad, but just to kind of, I don't know what happened. That's kind of rough looking. Wow, look at that. Even down here. Do you ever notice after you get done shaving, you don't find any bleeders, and the next day you wake up, you got little spots all over your face? Mine is probably because I'm on Eliquis blood thinner. In case you've noticed, this is my second one that they've kind of split me open here. Most of the time I forget it. Okay, it looks good. All right, next what I'm going to use is this fine platinum. This is really super stuff, well worth every penny. I've got some other colognes I'm not really crazy about. Oh man, look at me. Oh, that smells so good. All right, enough of that. Moving right along. What I'm going to use for my to replace the moisture on my skin since I shaved was Pacific Shaving Company's caffeinated aftershave balm. Aftershave that arouses. Oh my God. Okay. You don't need too much, but this is really nice. And it's not overbearing because I don't want it to remove the scent from my cologne. So I'll put that on here. All right. You see how I look with my hat? Put my hat back on. Well, when you're bald, there you go. When you're bald and it's wintertime, your head gets cold. Crap, just tell I'm an old man now. My head gets cold. Cold fingers, cold feet, they don't really. I'm preventing myself from getting old. All right, enough of that. Let's move along. We'll go from back to front. I use the Pacific Shaving Company aftershave. Really nice balm. Feels good. Aftershave. Classic aftershave platinum. I don't know if it's a cologne or aftershave. It's most likely a cologne. Really beautiful stuff. Then of course I used the Humphreys with tea tree oil on it. The blade I used was a Nasset, which went perfectly. That was the first usage, by the way. Perfectly with my 37C, not the 34, 37C slant bar, double piece, twin piece, double piece, two piece razor. Okay. The brush I use is a synthetic brush, and this is by Sinatra Lennon, and it kind of matches this here. This is not I thought it was a fine brush, but it's not. It's a Sinatra Lennon. DS Cosmetics makes this brush. Very nice brush. I did use some Perazzo, the ending of that, as a pre-shave, and then I used the fine platinum soap, which is a star of the show. This is really, really nice. And there you have it. Leave your comments below if you choose to comment. And I want to say thank you to all the people that have subscribed. I really appreciate each and every one, and I do answer all the comments, as you well know. Maybe not the way you want it. I'm very honest. If I don't like a product, I'll tell you. That's just the way I am. I would appreciate it if you could pass this along to other people. I want to really increase my viewership and to give them some ideas. I'm thinking about putting a book together, an ebook on shaving. That's down the road. I don't know when I'm going to do it yet. But I will. A couple of the things I want to get in order first is I want to get that the review on different shaving creams, the good ones, the bad ones, and why. You know, at least it'll be my personal opinion. You might like them. That's fine. You know, I have no problem with that. But it'll give new shavers some type of another viewpoint and give you an actual demonstration. I think that will help. So that's it for now. Stop back in, and the next shave will be in a couple days. And up there'll be another video. Maybe I'll put the one up there where I almost cut my throat and bled to death with a straight razor, and then I'll put another one down there, and my subscribe button is down there. I appreciate if you would subscribe, and we'll see you in the next shave. Thanks for stopping in at Robin Hood Shaving Artisans. Bye.